Peppa Pig is a show with so many theories and mysteries that I sometimes even forget to eat. But out of all the mysteries in this show, the biggest one of all is, where are Daddy Pig's parents? No. Seriously, can you tell me? Because I can't remember a single one of the more than 300 episodes where Daddy Pig's parents were even mentioned. And it's really weird because we even have episodes that show Daddy Pig as a child, and still, his parents are never mentioned. His family circle is also quite large, since he has a brother with his own family as well. And once again, even with the brothers interacting, their parents never come up. I find this really strange, and because of that, I started thinking about how other mysteries might be connected to this. And man, it's absolute madness, because everything ties back to Grandpa Pig's secret room, his inventions, his pirate secrets, and even his wild creations in his workshop. So, grab your bacon-greased tools, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for a totally out-of-this-world trip into Daddy Pig's mind and the mystery of his missing parents, here on Zigzag. Man, there's something really weird about Peppa Pig's family. And I'm not talking about the fact that they're talking pigs living in houses on impossibly steep hills. No, it's something way more sinister. We know that Peppa and George have both parents, Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig. We also know that the grandparents who appear in the show are Mummy Pig's parents, Grandpa Pig, and Granny Pig. So far, so good. And Mummy Pig even has a sister, Auntie Dottie, who is mentioned from time to time. Now, when we look at Daddy Pig's side, things start to get weird. He has a brother who is married and has kids, which means there's another part of the family out there. But what about his parents, who are Peppa's paternal grandparents? That's the thing. They've never been mentioned. Ever. Not even a little picture in the background. Not a single random reference. Not even when Daddy Pig and his brother are together do they talk about it. Which is really strange because, let's be honest, siblings talk about their parents sometimes, and that's where the bombshell theory comes in. What if Grandpa Pig is the real villain in this story? What if he's so jealous that he doesn't want to share the grandkids' attention with other grandparents? Now think about this. Grandpa Pig has a bunch of tools, a boat, a tractor, and a workshop full of gadgets. Have you ever considered that there might be a secret little room in there? A basement? A hidden passage behind a fake bookshelf? It's very possible that Daddy Pig's parents have been locked up there this whole time, kept away from the world, just to make sure Peppa and George never even have the option of loving another grandpa besides him. And the worst part? It works! Since the grandkids never met their other grandparents, and Daddy Pig seems way too good at ignoring important topics, this might just be the perfect crime. All we need now is an episode where Peppa presses the wrong button in Grandpa Pig's workshop and finds a locked little door. Until then, the mystery remains. Does this make sense to you? If you love this show too, send a hashtag Peppa in the comments. Now we're going to dive deeper into this investigation about Grandpa Pig's secret little room, because if there's one thing we've learned from this theory, it's that the old man has a lot to hide. And it's not just Daddy Pig's parents. We already know he's an inventor and has a special workshop separate from the house. So far, everything seems normal, right? But think about it. Usually, when someone has a space like that, it's pretty common to have a secret compartment. It could just be to keep dangerous tools away from the kids, or maybe to hide some mysterious project. But sometimes, these hiding spots serve a much more sinister purpose. And we already have an important clue about this in the episode Grandpa Pig's Computer. The story begins with Mummy Pig getting rid of the family's old computer since she finally got a high-powered PC that can run Monster Hunter Wilds at max settings. Being a good daughter, she decides to donate the old one to Grandpa Pig, who is definitely the kind of guy who spends his day playing Stardew Valley or hunting for old ROMs to run on an emulator. So far, so good. But look, when we see Grandpa Pig setting up the computer in his house, there's something really strange in the background of the scene. A black and white portrait with two little piglets. And, as everyone knows, black and white photos mean something old. But hold on, Mummy Pig doesn't have a brother, or at least, that's what everyone believes. So, who is the other piglet in the photo? Now everything makes sense. If Grandpa Pig already has a secret little room to hide Daddy Pig's parents, What's stopping him from hiding someone else in the family too? Could it be that Mummy Pig had a brother who mysteriously disappeared, and no one is allowed to know about his existence? Man, this is starting to sound like the plot of a suspense movie. I'd already be digging in Grandpa Pig's backyard, looking for a secret underground bunker. Now that we already know Grandpa Pig has a secret little room where he hides some pretty suspicious things, it's time to talk about another mystery. This old man's pirate past. Yes, my friend. He may seem like just a peaceful old man who spent his days tending to his garden and tinkering in his workshop. But what if I told you he was once a true sea wolf? The evidence is scattered throughout the series, and I'm going to tell you all about it. First, there's that episode, The Biggest Mud Puddle in the World. After a violent storm, Peppa's house is completely surrounded by water, turning the place into a kind of island. And who shows up to rescue them? Grandpa Pig, of course, with his boat. But the strangest detail in this scene is that a mysterious flag appears on the mast. And if you pay attention in the episode Grandpa Pig's Boat, you can clearly see that it's a pirate flag. And it doesn't stop there. If you've noticed, Grandpa Pig has a real obsession with the sea. He wears a sailor's hat, owns a boat, and any excuse is good enough for him to take a ride on the water. In one episode, he takes Peppa and George to the port, but they get stuck there because the tide went out. In Grandpa Pig's boat, he even enters a race against Grandpa Dog. Speaking of Grandpa Dog, could it be that these two were once crewmates? Can you imagine how wild that would be? But hold on, there's more. In the episode, Mr. Bull Cleans the River, while sailing with the kids, Grandpa Pig just casually fishes a treasure chest out of the river. Yes, a chest, out of nowhere. The police show up and warn that a pirate might come looking for it. And guess who shows up right after? Pirate Redbeard from the show Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom. Coincidence? I think not. And to top it all off, when confronted about this whole pirate story, Grandpa Pig just gives a very suspicious cover-up. There are no more pirates. Sure. That sounds exactly like something an ex-pirate would say to hide his criminal past. Now imagine what else could be hidden in that secret little room of his. I bet that besides prisoners and family secrets, there's a treasure map locked away under 7 keys. And if Peppa ever decides to explore that hideout, my friend, that would turn into an episode worthy of One Piece. When that episode finally exists, you'll want to know all about it, right? So subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss this update. Another very plausible theory about what he might be hiding in a secret room like that is his inventions. As we know from the episode Grandpa Pig's Robot, he is a natural inventor and loves fixing things, as well as creating his own tools. The problem is, he's not very good at it, because the robot he creates doesn't properly obey his commands and ends up causing more trouble than actually helping. Who can say how many things he has already built that didn't work out? Imagine the amount of junk that had to be locked away in the secret bunker just because of how dangerous it would be to have them lying around. That troublesome robot is definitely locked up in there, but it could be something even more sinister. What if Grandpa Pig is a kind of Frankenstein, but not the doctor, the monster? What if the reason he imprisoned Daddy Pig's parents in the bunker isn't just jealousy, but because he is the creature that turned against its creator? That would explain his strange interests, his goofy personality, and all his secrets, because a guy like that would definitely have a lot to hide, don't you think?